butter cows and salad frogs. This is the What a Weird Week show for Friday, August 18th, 2023.
Hi, everybody, it's Weird.
This is like crazy being here. Like
Really weird tales.
Well, I got a great show for you today with some wonderful weird stuff.
Hi, friends. I'm Scott, and this is What a Weird Week, a show where every week we count down the top 10 weird stories from the news. You can like and subscribe to the podcast. You can see the show notes blog, and you can check out the YouTube channel as well. Find everything at shownotes.page. Shownotes.page. This is season 4, episode 47, first published Friday, August 18th, 2023.
10.
Number 10 is Sticky Gooey World Record. The other day on National S'mores Day, the folks at S'mores-a-Palooza were officially awarded a Guinness World Record for the most people s'moring at the same time. 891 people in Grapevine, Texas, put graham wafers, chocolate, and toasted marshmallows together to make this record. So sticky, so delicious, but so sticky. They used 500 fire pits to do this because everybody had to do their own s'mores at the same time. If you want to see more, check the show notes. If you want to see s'more, check the show notes.
9.
Number 9 is the Canadian amateur safecracker and the 75-year-old safe. This bookstore in Baltimore had an old safe without a combination. They couldn't get into it, and of course they wanted to. If you have a 75-year-old safe and you don't want to get into that thing, you might be a psychopath. Consult your physician. The bookstore put the challenge out on social media, basically paraphrasing, but hey, safecrackers, we've got a challenge for you. A fella named Rick from Winnipeg, who is a lock-picking and safe-cracking enthusiast, not a professional, also not some sort of heisting criminal, just an enthusiast. He did some crowdfunding and had enough money to travel to Baltimore within 3 or 4 days, so Rick got to go and try what a bunch of other safecrackers tried and failed at. And he got the safe open. The deal from the bookstore was you could split whatever was inside the safe. It was a 50-50 split. So he cracked the safe, he opened it up, and it turned out the only thing in there was a pay stub from the 1920s. But I get the feeling it was never about the treasure for Rick. It was about the adventure. Here's a little bit of what Rick said on the CBC.
I'm part of a safe-cracking / lockpicking group, but just does it for hobbies. And as a joke, one of these guys who saw the ad on Facebook or Twitter had sent it to me and said, hey, you should go and give this a try. Apparently, a couple of dozen people have given it a try. It took me 10 hours because the lock was not cooperating properly.
We link back to that CBC News story in the show notes, or click shownotes.page. Every Friday, we do a countdown of the weird stuff from the news. This is What a Weird Week.
8.
We're at number 8 on our countdown. Riding a bicycle backwards for 500 miles is not impossible. Apparently, Hoops Hooper, the weird news guru over at UPI, filed this one the other day. It's about a guy from Alaska who can ride his bike backwards. Seems like he needed more of a challenge, I guess. So he entered a 500-mile bicycle race, and he did the whole thing riding backwards. They think that's a world record. Now we just wait for the folks at Guinness World Records to make it official. By the way, his name is Walker. His name is Will Walker, but he bicycles. He bicycles backwards, but his name is Walker. And I don't know why that is messing with me. The guy's name is Walker. 9 times out of 10, you do this story and the guy's walking backwards or whatever, right? And his last name was Walker, everybody. Could you believe it? With a name like Walker, but not this time. Didn't sit right with me. I know, I got some issues for sure, but congratulations, Will. Will Walker.
7.
Number 7 is the butter cow of the Illinois State Fair. Maybe you saw this in your news feed because this was picked up by a lot of news sources. I'm glad it was because I had never heard of the Illinois butter cow before, and it's a whole thing. You know, I'm minding my own beeswax here in Canada. I had no idea that in Illinois there was somebody was carving a glorious cow out of butter. According to mystateline.com, the butter cow has been a tradition at the Illinois State Fair since the 1920s. This year's edition created by sculptor Sarah Pratt, and they have it on a turntable, you guys. We link back to this. It's on a webcam 24/7. It's on a turntable in a giant see-through fridge. 800 pounds of buttery goodness carved to look like a cow. It's great. That's the whole story. It is great. Butter cow is great. When weird happens, we're there. This is the What a Weird Week show.
6.
We're at number 6 on our top 10 countdown of the weird news stories of the week. Number 6 is live frog in package of spinach. A lady in Detroit has been in the news after she bought a plastic container of spinach at the grocery store. And when she and her daughter opened it up, there was a live frog in there, you guys. It was in a sealed package of Earthbound Farm brand spinach. Amber Warwick is quoted as saying, "Thank God I didn't eat the frog." I believe the frog probably feels the same way, Amber. She took the package, frog and all, back to the grocery store. She got a refund. Also, the workers at the grocery store let the frog go, which apparently you're not supposed to do, because now they don't know if it was an invasive species or maybe some sort of magical frog, a prince who is under a spell. We may never get those answers now, but I'm glad that Amber got a refund, and I think the workers were working in good faith on that. I think that was just something you do, let the frog free. When somebody returns to your store with a live frog, and you're like, wow, what has this frog been through? This frog has earned its freedom. I imagine that would be my thought process.
5.
Our number 5 story this week, the sock monkey world has a new champion. Illinois, with a second entry in this week's show. I don't think that's ever happened. The Sock Monkey Museum of Long Grove, Illinois has a world record-setting 2,098 sock monkeys, the biggest collection of handmade sock monkeys on planet Earth. They made news this week because of all of the sock monkeys. By the way, the article we linked to has some interesting history about sock monkeys and how they became popular as a kid's toy during the Great Depression. Sometimes you click that link and you learn stuff. This is your top 10 countdown of weird news stories from the past week. What a weird week.
4.
Number 4 is I have had it with these bleeping snakes in this bleeping shopping cart. Someone found a snake in the shopping cart of a Target store in Sioux City, Iowa. It was a 6-foot-long boa constrictor. The investigation continues, but as of recording time, they're not sure how a boa constrictor ended up in a Target shopping cart. Target does not sell boa constrictors. Also, the snakes aren't native to Iowa, in case you didn't know. According to the Newsweek article, it would be illegal to have a boa within city limits. Animal control were called. No one was injured. The snake is in custody. He's not talking, though.
3.
Number 3 in our countdown of weird news stories is Dunkin Booze. It's coming in September, you guys. This week, Dunkin, which I still call Dunkin' Donuts, by the way, announced that soon you'll be able to buy Dunkin' spiked iced coffees and iced teas with malt-based booze in them. Scheduled to come out early September, 8 flavors to choose from. Experts say they're going after twisted tea. For flavors and more details, you can see the link in the show notes or go shownotes.page. Here in Canada, we don't have, or where I am anyway, we do not have the Dunkin'. We have the Tim Hortons. Do you think Tim Hortons is all over this? Canadians also like to drink booze. Please enjoy responsibly. into the weird.
Two.
Number 2 on our top 10 of weird news is intoxicated tourists spend the night trapped in the Eiffel Tower. 2 American guys visited the Eiffel Tower Sunday night, and according to the authorities quoted in the CNN story, they were too drunk to find their way down. And somehow, they weren't detected there. They spent the night. They were found asleep by staff on Monday morning. Just to be clear, there are no overnight stays permitted at the Eiffel Tower. Those fellows were carted off by the authorities. Because of this incident, the Eiffel Tower was late opening on Monday. But because the fellows did no damage, and it seemed to be an honest mistake, albeit drunken mistake, the charges were dismissed. It seems, I'm not a business genius or whatever, but wouldn't people pay money to spend the night at the Eiffel Tower? I think they should look into that. Last week's recap. In case you missed last week's show, it's still available. You can go shownotes.page and check out last week's top 10. Here's the recap, though. Number 10 was Mayor caught cocaine. Not caught with cocaine, actually caught cocaine. Number 9 was Bear crashes wedding. Number 8 was Indian martial artist headbutts hundreds of nuts to reclaim record. Number 7, snake falls out of sky onto Texas woman, then hawk attacks her. She exclaims, "Help me, Jesus." My gosh, that was a story. That's going to make the top 10 of the year for sure. Number 6 was driving instructor fail makes news. Number 5, giant space umbrella to the rescue. Number 4, teenager turns the world of roller skating on its head with epic record. Number 3, scientists might be changing our understanding of human history and there's gonna be trouble. Number 2, Australian lady fired after work from home discovery. And number 1 last week was nervous flyer's nightmare. Another bear story, you guys. This week's number 1 is next. Welcome back to What a Weird Week, where we count down the 10 weirdest news items of the week. And we're at number 1. Eggo's Brunch in a Jar booze. In the news, Eggo's had booze nog out last year, which sold out. Now it's delicious brunch in a jar that can get you drunk. Here's the quote. Combines the flavor of toasted Eggo waffles covered in sweet maple syrup with rich butter and hints of smoky bacon. It's 80 proof. 750 ml bottle, looks like a box of Eggos. Please enjoy responsibly, as you would with any waffle-based booze. A couple of breakfast-based booze stories this week. You don't get that every week. That's it. That's all she wrote. You can check out everything we talked about and see videos and stuff if you click the show notes or go to shownotes.page. That is also how you can subscribe to our podcast and find our YouTube channel if you want to subscribe there. Trying to get up over 3 subscribers. That would be awesome. And last but not least, you can listen to What a Weird Week on Funhouse Radio. Ask your smart speaker to play Funhouse Radio.